And there they are, those ominous notes that begin Beethoven's Fifth Symphony in C minor. You recognize that, right? But then it goes on from there. And then it comes back. Sing it with me. Da, 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 da. For 36 minutes, that piece goes on. And those da, 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 da's just keep coming back in one form or another. When the devil had finished every temptation, he departed from him for a time. Temptations. You can wish them away, hide them away behind discipline. You can bury them in goodness and every kindness and great value or virtue of human life. And just when you think you might be free of those temptations and the world is flowing along nice and smoothly, da, 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 they're back. It's a mistaken notion that if we're holy enough, if we pray enough, temptations won't come and bother us anymore. They won't come our way. But that's just not true. Call it whatever you want. Temptation, false and empty promises, the devil, they just keep coming back, don't they? And that's why Jesus' experience in the desert hits home with every one of us. Temptations that he faced were no different than the temptations that we face throughout our lives because they're part of our human need. Every one of us has this sense of need for control of our lives, for power, for affection, for esteem, for security. They are natural and healthy needs. It's what makes us fully human. But there's always a temptation to meet those needs in distorted or unhealthy or unholy ways. To meet those needs by taking advantage of other people or in ways that are destructive to ourselves or to our relationships. For Jesus, this temptation of security was presented in the form of bread. Command this stone to become bread. Our temptation lies in so many things that bring us this false sense of security. Just give us more guns or bigger weapons, or if we only had more money, bigger bank accounts or higher walls, or the promises of politicians to make everything perfect. Temptation. All of this power and glory will be yours. We all need to have a sense of control in our lives. No one likes their life out of control. But temptation lies hidden in that need to control our lives at the expense of controlling others' lives. When we seek power over people or use our authority at the expense of their rights or their dignity or their freedom. Throw yourself down from there, the devil said, and let the angels guard and protect you. We all have a human need to be cared for, to be loved, but when it is disguised to compensate our low self-esteem, or simply to have our name be honored more, noticed more, we turn to unhealthy relationships or one-night stands or the lure of titles and honors and recognition. Temptations will always be a part of our lives because they are tied so closely with what it means to be human, and that's why they keep coming back. And that's why we will never be free of them. But herein lies the promise of Lent. Lent reminds us that God does not send us out into the desert alone. He does not abandon us to temptation. When God leads us out into the desert, just as he did with his people of old, he still hears our cry, sees our affliction, knows our toils and oppression, and then with a strong hand and outstretched arm, he will bring us to the land flowing with milk and honey. Let these days of Lent be what they were as the days in the desert were for Jesus. that opportunity to heighten our spiritual awareness, to be more aware that we always live in the holy presence of God. Let us use these 40 days and give God power in our lives to be more grateful and more responsive to the gift of God's love. And let us be honest enough to admit that we can't fight temptations on our own any more than Jesus did. We call upon our Father. Let this Lent be a time to confess with our mouths and believe in our hearts that God will save us.